Josh Duggar's legal issues have taken an unexpected and unsettling turn. In a much-awaited court case, the former star of 19 Kids and Counting, who has already been convicted of obtaining and possessing child pornography, had an explosive meltdown in front of a shocked courtroom audience. In an illogical outburst, Duggar attacked the federal government, witnesses, and even TLC, the network that made his family famous. He shocked everyone by admitting that he was broke, even though he was well known and his family's reality TV show was a huge success. Even though Duggar's life has become contentious and problematic, this courtroom incident is just the latest development. Josh was once revered as the pious and devout son of the Duggar family, but he has since been involved in numerous scandals that have drawn criticism from all over the world. His latest judicial actions may have taken even those who have been watching his fall by surprise. Conflict throughout history. Josh Duggar's name gained notoriety in 2015 after he was first linked to a child molestation lawsuit involving his sisters. That discovery led to his resignation as executive head of the lobbying arm of the Family Research Council and the cancellation of his family's popular reality program, 19 Kids and Counting. The controversy continued even after the cancellation of the show had a disastrous effect on the Duggar family's reputation. The allegations that resulted to Duggar's second arrest in 2021 were receiving and possessing child pornography. The case quickly gained national attention due to the high-profile nature of the crime and the involvement of a once highly respected figure. His trial in late 2021, following years of legal troubles, exposed the family's dark secrets that had been concealed beneath their public image. Concerns regarding Duggar's emotional stability and ability to manage the increasing stress have been raised by this courtroom collapse. Even after being found guilty, Duggar's supporters have remained loyal to him. The courtroom disturbance. The courtroom scene, which has been described as chaotic, began while Duggar's lawyers were arguing his case in an attempt to reduce the sentence he received. Josh, who had remained largely silent during the trial, suddenly erupted into a tirade aimed at the people watching the proceedings. It caught him completely off guard and was completely at odds with the way he had been acting until that moment. Several accounts claim that Duggar began by yelling at the witnesses while they were testifying, accusing them of fabricating their statements. In a fury, he called the accusations against him a political attack and said that the government was after him due to his Christian beliefs and political engagement. This passionate outburst was not only aimed at the prosecution but also at his old employer, TLC, which had long supported his family's show. Duggar's criticism of TLC was especially startling because the network had stood by the family for several years in spite of the problems that had surrounding them. Duggar allegedly remarked, "TLC is just as guilty as the rest of them." During the encounter, "Our anguish and the work our family did were exploited by them." Considering how intimately TLC had been associated with the Duggar family, his remarks criticizing the network was a startling change of events. The network, which had played a major role in the family's ascent to fame, aired both 19 Kids and Counting and its sequel, Counting On. However, the problems surrounding Duggar put a stop to the family's reality TV career. During the outburst, Duggar turned his focus to the government and blamed law enforcement, saying they were unfairly singled out for his abuse. He conjectured that the entire investigation into his actions was a witch hunt that was carried out to discredit him because he disagrees with politics. His voice grew louder and more furious as his outburst progressed. "This is about silencing anyone who does not agree with the liberal agenda," he said. Recognizing his financial stability. When Duggar disclosed that he was in financial ruin, it was one of the most unexpected parts of his courtroom meltdown. In what seemed to be a desperate moment, Duggar disclosed that he could not afford his mounting legal bills. He revealed before the court that the legal disputes and the demise of his broadcast career had taken a serious toll on his financial status. It has been said that Duggar said, "I have nothing left," as his voice broke. "My family's reputation was damaged. I was dismissed by the television network TLC, and now I have nothing but debt. I can't afford my bills. I am not able to pay for my defense because of financial limitations." For some reason, this statement surprised everyone in the courtroom. After living a life of luxury and public acclaim, Duggar was now in a precarious situation where he faced the risk of financial collapse in addition to personal and legal catastrophe. Aside from the fact that the situation was already tense and emotionally charged, his disclosure of his financial condition made it even more vulnerable. It's unclear how much money Duggar made specifically from his time on television, but the reality shows his family has been making for a long time have been very successful, earning millions of dollars over the span of their existence. However, Duggar's ability to capitalize on his fame has been weakened as a result of his arrest and subsequent conviction, and he no longer has the financial riches that he once thought were so secure. His admission of financial ruin and his emotional outburst painted a picture of a man devastated by the weight of his legal troubles and his damaged public image. The consequences of his circumstances were too much for him to handle. Duggar's breakdown in the courtroom might have been a desperate plea for help or a reflection of the intense mental turmoil he is currently experiencing. Reactions to the Flames' emergence. Since Duggar's rants in the courtroom, there have been a wide range of reactions. His mental health and the seeming instability that caused his outbursts have drawn a lot of worry. Numerous people have noted that he might have suffered greatly emotionally from the weight of facing severe legal charges and the disintegration of his public life. These people have shown sympathy and empathy for him. However, others have been less forgiving, especially considering the type of crimes he has committed in the past. The comment on social media read, "Josh Duggar is trying to play the victim here, but he's not the victim." According to Josh Duggar, he was not the victim. Through his actions, he brought this upon himself. It is hard to feel sorry for him when you take into account everything he has done. Although the responses have been conflicting, it is clear that the meltdown has added another layer of complexity to Duggar's legal battle. The outcome of his sentencing will probably be influenced by the public's outrage about his actions as well as the mounting evidence against him. What does Josh Duggar have in store for the future? The consequences of Josh Duggar's actions will clearly follow him for many years to come, even if it is still unclear what will happen to him. Although the pressure he was under may have contributed to his emotional outburst in the courtroom, it also reflects the realities he is currently dealing with. The formerly promising future of the Duggar family has been overshadowed by controversy, legal issues, and personal shortcomings, many of which have happened recently. Many people are left wondering what will happen next in Duggar's dreadful path as the date of his sentencing approaches. Will the court take into account the seriousness of his offenses and the public's fury over his behavior, or will it impose a more lenient sentence due to the mental anguish he is going through? It will be challenging for Duggar to ever win back the confidence of his supporters or the public after his actions in the courtroom further damaged his reputation. One thing is for sure, though.